Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Lewis Porter Jr. Starting up another exciting episode of Transparency Agenda. Today is very interesting. On a personal note, I had to pick up Lucas today. He was feeling quite ill. He has a little bit of a temperature. So he might be coming in a little bit later, but he's not feeling well. And I've been getting him juiced. I'm trying to get him to bed. So, he fell asleep for like 4 hours after giving him those good drugs. Thank you once again to my personal nurse for taking care of me. That's right. I have a personal nurse. For a lot of people who don't know that, I have a personal nurse who takes care of me on a regular basis. She also takes care of my son. Yes. And I know you're wondering, like, how do you get a personal nurse? Don't you worry about how I get a personal nurse. You go get your own personal nurse. But I have a personal nurse. So that's how I roll. So that's important to know for all the people who are wondering. So what other fun, interesting things that are going on? Okay. I'll wait on the title. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about something cool that did happen today. So I showed you my first present. Oh, I can reach and get it right here. Oh, stretch. So this came for me before my birthday. This is the book that I was waiting to get. And I was like, yay. So I got this Economics of Digital Comics. I'm sure there'll be a lot of crossover with RPG. So I thought it was something interesting I wanted to pick up. But another book that I wanted to pick up, I saw the title and I read the information and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be some good stuff. So I picked up this book called The Misfit Economy. And this is the subtitle is what really makes the book. This is where it's like, wow. Lessons in creativity from pirates, hackers, gangsters, and other informal entrepreneurs. Informal entrepreneurs. That's how they refer to them, as informal entrepreneurs. I'm going to read this book. I just got it in. It looks very interesting. I cannot wait to read it. It just sounds amazing. This sounds amazing. So I know this is going to be good stuff to read. So once again, thank me for buying it for my gift. I also had some other stuff that I've got to make. I got some gift cards, so I'm probably buying some more books. But I might buy something a little more, I'd say just fun and lighthearted. Because, I mean, you know me, I like good reading, but I like to get some lighthearted stuff once in a while. So, hey, Scott, what's going on? So, of course, we're going to have a very interesting topic today. Apparently today is the, I'm guessing, my racism, prejudice week of information. I don't even know why this came up so much. I think, it's just one of those things that just happened to pop up and be in my head. And it kind of, oh, look, Indira Gale's watching. I talked about Indira Gale at the beginning. Indira Gale is my personal nurse. You all wouldn't know nothing about that. High level. That's where I'm at. High level. So, we've been talking about, I guess racism has become like the new topic for this week, I guess. I don't know why, but it just is. It just is. So with that, yesterday I mentioned ThinkGeek, and I just happened to be checking them out. And I said, oh, let me go check out, see some stuff that's online. Let me see some stuff that's going on there. So I went to ThinkGeek, and I literally started looking on the pages, looking at stuff, and said, okay, this is kind of interesting. Okay, what's going on? So I'm looking at the website, and I'm like, uh-oh, and I noticed something. And I'm like, this is interesting. I wonder why this is. Oh, let me check some more pages. So I started looking through more pages and sale pages and stuff. And then something pops up. Hey, Lucas. And this is the weird part. And this happens a lot. Maybe you don't do this. And maybe you've never heard about doing this. But I know as myself as an African-American male, this is something I do. Hey, George, thank you for coming on. When I look at products, I look at things, I even look at advertising. And this helps, I guess, because I'm in marketing as a whole. I look at stuff and I'm like, okay, if I see a picture of something, they're trying to sell me something, I want to know that it's kind of ethnically diverse. I don't want to see, and I mean ethnically diverse on both sides. I don't want to see all black people. I don't want to see all white people. I want to see a mixture of people. I want to see different kinds of people that look different. And, it should be a mixture of people. Because let's be honest, America, and I'm talking about America, I can't overseas, but America is a mixture of people of all different races, religions, size, color, shapes, whatever you can imagine, sexual orientation, sexual gender. It is a great melting pot. So when I see stuff, I should see a little mixture of something all the time. I'd like to see some diversity. I think diversity is important. I think it's kind of the thing that is helpful to people. So I went by ThinkGeek and did all the research and looked, and then it just popped to me. And this is something, like I mentioned, I'm looking at the website, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me see the website. So I'm on the page right now. the main page. I'm on the main page. I'm like, okay, oh cute. There's a little Pokemon Snorlax beanbag chair. Okay, girl in beanbag chair, Asian. Okay, yeah, not a big deal, but okay. And I start looking, and I'm like, okay, there's a little girl in this. I love the code organic picture. I can't tell exactly what ethnicity. I'm like, okay, no problem. Yeah, that's all right. 2. And then I start getting more and more to it. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Okay, all predominantly white, male and female. Well, actually, 3 females, 1 male at this point. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then I get to the point that really kind of punches me in the face, and I'm just like, oh, this is not thinking well. This is a moment where someone didn't pay attention, and not by I actually think of pure, oh, we're not going to put any people on. Just no one thought about this. There's a section towards the bottom that says, "Geek clothes thyself." Okay, very cool. The picture is of 5 people, 3 males, 3 females, 2 males, and they are predominantly, I would say, European, white, depending how you pronounce it, say it, feel it. And I didn't see anybody of color there. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of, hey, I'm a geek. I'd like to see some people of color. Hey, Stacy, thanks for stopping by. And, I'd like to see some, at least a little bit. Some is helpful, at least to me. So then I scroll down a little further. This show off all your geek glory. And I'm like, okay, great. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 rows, 20 pictures of people. So within 20 pictures, I'm guessing I should see some people of color, some other stuff. Yeah. So, and out of the pictures, I clicked on all of them. There's a dog in one of them. There is a pair of hands, so you can't see, a pair of feet, another pair of hands holding something else. And generally the rest are people. And there's one picture of someone from the back. I can't actually make this person out, but I don't know. Lucas Alameda, I'm going to assume he is Hispanic. They have another picture of a boy, Andrew Hernandez. But all the rest are primarily white, European. Very typical. Not a big surprise. Not a big thing. Very common. And it's like, and they tell you about submit your own. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. You can submit your own and how you can submit them. And I think that's pretty smart. And I keep scrolling down further and further. I'm like, okay, look, more pictures. Okay, this in the thread. Oh, it's a little Asian girl wearing a thing. Okay, it's kind of cool. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then it's like shop all categories: the men's apparel, geek toys, outdoor, and geek kids. That's 4 out of the 6 ones that have actual people in them. All 4 are white males. They also have the last 2 is like one for gadgets, one for Robertson. And I'm like, okay, that's not a lot of people of color in this. Definitely, I've not seen any African Americans. So I'm like, okay, let me look a little further. Let me get into start actually looking at stuff. And t-shirt and apparel, good place to look, good place to start, good place to find people of color. Okay, there's the girl I saw in the front, the little Asian girl. Okay, great. There's another little Asian boy. Okay, there's another little Asian boy. And then they repeat some models over and over, like one of the girls I saw up front. And I'm like, okay, no problem. There's people, that's kind of good, right? Right, you think that. But, you keep going further and further into the site, and I notice it. And it's like, okay, I saw one black male model who's just in several pictures in several different outfits. So it's one guy. I'm like, okay, that's one. But the thing I didn't see that was kind of weird was there were absolutely none, 0, zilch, nada, not one at all, African-American / black girl on ThinkGeek. Now, I know a ton of nerdy geek girls. Trust me, I just do. Yes, I've tried to date several of them. Of course, what did you expect? But I know them because it's, they're nerds. I'm nerds. We like the same stuff. We can relate. We have similar cultural backgrounds. So it's, that kind of stuff. So I know they exist. But for ThinkGeek not to have any at all on there is kind of like, what the hell? I mean, it's like, come on, dude. Not one? Not one. I'm looking in the Star Wars section. Nope. T-shirt and apparel Star Wars. Let's see if I find one. Nope. They do have, and this is going to sound interesting, they have one plus size model in there. Just one. Well, they have another one on the side. So there's 2 plus size models. She looks, and she's ethnically diverse. She's definitely ethnically diverse. I wouldn't say 100% black. I wouldn't say 100% Hispanic, but definitely ethnically diverse. Plus size model. And keep going, keep going. I've seen the same models over and over. You keep seeing a lot of the same models over and over, but they assume they have either a small class of models and stuff. But once again, I still have not seen a brown-skinned girl that would have the same complexion as my mother. So, you know, my mother in the spectrum of black, as I would say, would fit very, very in the chocolate, like me, very middle. No surprise. It's like, you think I'm American? Yes, most likely. American? Yes, yes. You know, not a big surprise. Not, you know, but there's none. And, you know, it's one of those situations of, it's an oversight. It's a complete, absolute oversight. And I'm sure no one even thought it was a big thing. And really, it isn't, in a sense, a big thing, but it's to have that kind of oversight on a website that is all about the subtitle of it. Join in, geek out. Why would we not be trying to get more women of color on this? You know, there are several websites that do very well promoting people of color to all kinds of stuff. And I think ThinkGeek would do the same way. I mean, you know, ThinkGeek is owned by, if I'm still correct, GameStop. And look, I don't want to kid anybody, but GameStop sells a lot of video games. You know, even today, they still do not super great, but they do pretty well. I mean, let's not kid you. I just bought a system a couple weeks ago, so I know, you know, they are not going out of business tomorrow, but you know, they're having tough times like anybody else, but they're still selling a lot of products. So to have ThinkGeek bought by them and to kind of follow the same kind of business model, which is a smart business model, I see a future of really cool stuff coming out. It's you know, it is going to be a pop culture store that they're going to present all over the United States. Hey, Doc, thank you for coming by. I just think it was odd that they didn't think about to be more inclusive. And I'm sure it was an oversight. I'm sure it was a massive oversight. But wait a minute, Lucas found it because they have one black female model. She's marketing an Ewok cap. Well, this will be interesting. Now I got to find it. Now I'm all kind of interested. Now I've got to find this one black girl. And the sad part about this, I'm finding a one black girl because to find a cap, an Ewok cap. All right, let's find out. Let's say Ewok cap. How many Ewok caps could there be? Let's search for it directly. Yes. Okay. Is this okay? Woman, definitely a woman of color. I don't know exactly what color. Ethnically diverse. That's the word I'm going to use for that. If someone said, yes, is he African American? Could be. I'm not sure. But definitely ethnically diverse. And it's weird because it's like she's the only one. She's the only one I've seen on the entire site. And I've been looking at the site for a while. You know, it's just weird. Okay. You know, I don't even the bathing suits. The bathing suits where, you know, you can mix up all kinds of, but girls look all different. They have one girl that I would say qualifies ethnically diverse. There are pictures, and it's basically there's one, two, well, that same girl, she's a different color, same girl, different color, another different girl. There's like 5 different girls and one girl who is definitely, I'm going to say, on the thicker side. I'm not in a bad way. I like them thick. Don't let them fool you. I like them. She is definitely, you know, she's definitely what I could call the non-traditional body type that they're presenting. But a lot of these girls are thin. I mean, like, you know, as I've heard in the past from friends I know, that girl needs a steak sandwich. She looks like she's starving. So, you know, I think you just gotta look. Diversity is important. We talk about it all the time. Everybody hypes up diversity, and we want people to be inclusive. But then people do the exact opposite thing, and that's the issue I'm having. Is that people talk the talk, but when it comes to actually do it, they don't think about it. It's kind of, you know, good example. All right, this happened to pop up and it just popped in my head. They have one pregnant model. One pregnant model? I didn't see the one pregnant model. See, now I'm interested. Now I can find out what one pregnant model is. Duncan. Yeah, yes, Duncan, you are correct. There is nothing wrong with curves. Smart men know that. Smart men, we know that. Indira, also a friend of mine, you know, Black females are always underrepresented in geekdom. Yeah, I gotta admit, the numbers are low. We all admit the numbers are real low, and it's odd that they're low because they always, at least in my more recent, like I say, I've noticed that cosplay has had a large influx of women of color, of all colors, coming in, getting into that, and that's become to be a big thing. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. I like that. Look, I don't cosplay. I'm not a cosplayer. It's not my thing. But I'm glad to see people, in our little groups saying, hey, we want to dress like the characters you like to read. Hey, that's cool. You make a cool costume? That's awesome. It's all about, letting your freak flag fly. And we're all for that. I mean, why would we not be? So, ThinkGeek should take some time out to do that. Now, I also know this because I'm a curious guy. And I was wondering because, hey, you see a company like this, you're like, I'm in marketing. So first thing I said is like, what jobs are open? Because you got to be wondering what's going on for the person thinking of the creative and doing that. And then it happens. So I go to their current positions. The position number 1, director of marketing. So they're missing a director of marketing. So I'm just like, well, now I get it. They don't have a director of marketing. There's probably somebody there who's trying their best to be director of marketing, putting out the stuff, making choices. But there's no person leading the vision of how to get people interested in it. And they talk about like what they're looking for, the job responsibilities and stuff like that. And I think it's interesting. I think it's a typical job. If you've seen any marketing jobs, you've seen this one. And they're looking for 8 to 10 years of experience in customer marketing and email marketing experience. Yeah. Retail commerce marketing experience required. Yes. Ability to manage large projects, to manage a robust loyalty program, drive new sales strategies to increase customer loyalty. All the standard stuff you'd want from anybody coming in a position like this to talk about getting more people to do that. Hey, Troy, what's going on? And let's be honest, we all have figured out, well, let me phrase that. The smart businesses have figured out that getting women involved in your idea, product, whatever it is always a good thing. White Wolf proved that back in the 90s when they said, hey, let's do this really simple idea and let's find a way to get girls into gaming. And that turned White Wolf into a multi-million dollar company because they understood that women wanted to play in the games. They gave them reasons to play. And it wasn't like, oh, you're going to play because the best friend of your friend is playing, so you just happen to be there. No, they got into it. They got to like it. It's just, Duncan, it's even like TNA. I don't even mean like TNA, but it's like they knew you get girls there, you're going to get guys there. And look, that's why bars have women's nights. Wednesday night, women's night, come on out. Girls get in for free. Guys show up. I've worked enough bars. I know that it isn't rocket science. Well, rocket science, not scientists, but rocket science. It's very simple and it works. And personally, to me, it's like, why wouldn't you want to appeal to women? Women's money spends just as well as men's money, even a little bit better. Because I think when women are passionate about what they like, when they have an otaku about something, they grab on, they're squeezing for dear life. If it's shoes, if it's dresses, if it's TVs, it's whatever they're into. If they're into it, they're into it. And they tell their girlfriends about it. And, oh, did you see this? You got to see it. I love this. This is awesome. You got to check this out. And they do that. Guys kind of do that, but we don't do it like the same level, I think, as women do. I mean, having had the pleasure of worked in retail at Macy's to see this kind of stuff, it's amazing to see this kind of stuff. People like to see people who look like them in marketing products. Yes. It's about it is, and yes, Indira wrote that. It's about gender, shape, and color. Yes, which I totally believe and agree to. Girls bring so much to my campaign. I try to recruit them all the time. Social aspects are difficult to manage for a group. Once again, I think geeks just choose not to be social. I mean, what you're not supposed to say. If you're on a campaign, and look, I understand. You're playing a game. You see a girl who's playing a game with you. You think she's attractive. You're like, well, maybe I should talk to her. Look, dude, I get it. I get it. You find someone who likes the things you like. Who wouldn't want to see that? I got it. But let's be honest. You're here playing the game. Okay? She's here playing the game. She's not looking to pick up a boyfriend. I can't assume that, but I'm assuming that she's there to play the game. That's what I'm assuming. That's me. So, just play. If you have a good time, play. Boom. Wow, it was awesome playing. She's an awesome player. Boom. That's what it should be. Okay, a little personal information about myself, but most people know about this. It's not a big deal. But when I met my wife, I literally was standing on the corner, just like just standing in a corner with this Irish bar behind me, and I'd only been in Fort Lauderdale, I think maybe a week or two. I literally looked down the street like this and was like, oh, and then I looked at the street like this, and then I saw my wife, just saw, bam, just like that, bam. You're not going to a game to pick up your wife. You're going to a game to have fun, people playing games. That's what you're doing. And I've heard about people who have all female gaming groups. In my 30 years of gaming, I've never played in an all female gaming group table. I've never seen one. I've heard a couple guys who are like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, how do you get an all female table? I don't understand. I mean, to me, it's a crazy idea. It sounds silly, but it's like I don't even understand that's possible. But there are. I've met a lot of people who play, well, especially females in Pathfinder, who play Pathfinder and they like the idea and how it's set up. And Pathfinder, I think, is more socially balanced to be very inclusive. They are very much about let's be inclusive, let's get on board. And I think smarter companies are doing that. White Wolf was that to the extreme. I think they definitely cornered that market of that. It's one of those things. But I think in this time and age, in this age, we need to think outside the box and look at more things that aren't just the generic, same old things that we always see. If you see, Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver is a great idea of a time that really never existed, but it's a great idea for a time that people have that little look and everybody's there and dad goes to work and mom stays home and takes care of the kids and Beaver gets the little rambunctious stuff. Yeah, that was great 60 years ago. And even then it wasn't even like that. Now, 60 years later, everything has changed and we should be changing with it. And, a lot of people are like, I don't like things to change. Well, change is bad. But let me give you a little piece of advice that really kind of made it for me and made a lot of sense for me. Cavemen are always afraid of fire. Think about that for a second. Put it in your head, twirl it around. Because change is bad, and I don't like change, and we've been doing it this way for years. We're going to change it. Well, I don't want to change it. I don't like change. Then they get over it. They go, oh my God, change is the best thing ever happened. And then they love that thing. And then when you tell them to change from that, I don't want to change. I don't let that. See, change is difficult and tough, but change is good for us all. We can all change and do better things and become better people and be better creatives. I always wonder, and this guy's back into this, getting more people of all different diversities and colors, creeds involved in games. What kind of different games are we making? What kind of people are coming out to really do different things? And maybe not things I agree with, but I want people to do interesting things. I think it may not be the best thing you ever written. It may not be the best thing you've ever done. But let's just be creative. Being creative is fun. It's exciting. And being inclusive falls in that. So if you are a big fan, I think you should go out and find ways to recruit more and more people of color, more and more women of color. Did this come out? No. Boop. Oh, that's why it's not doing that. I was having some problems with this one. Didn't realize it was so much bandwidth. We should just get more people involved in this on all levels. We just have to focus on that. Oh, this one's just going bad. To attract females, individual creatures, men, half naked. That's true. I believe that. That's a true statement from Indira. Ugh. Uh-oh. Trying to reconnect. Oh no. It looks like my live one is about to go down on Facebook. So, okay, I guess we'll have to reconnect this on YouTube. Hope this doesn't fall apart, but it looks like it's about to. Oh, no, I've come back. Well, for a second. Damn it. All right. I better wrap this up pretty quick because I think my phone is just, yep, it just did. Yep. Okay. Resume. Oh. Let me see if I can resume this. I had some problems. Is it going? Yes, it's going. All right. So I had a little problem there with the communication on the phone. It happens sometimes. We all know this thing isn't perfect. So it's back. And I guess we're almost out of time. And I'm a little hot and thirsty today. It's been another day of me just acting crazy telling about this topic. But, I don't know if ThinkGeek is prejudice. I know that they were definitely overlooking obvious opportunities to reach out and be inventive with people. And, you know, if I was, I'm going to tell you right now, I was going to run ThinkGeek. One of the things I would do, you know, to get more women, I would do, you know, I'd do maybe a small section, you know, people of color, women of color, you know, Black Nerd Girls. There's a Black Nerd Girls well-known website on Twitter, does very well. Team up with them, do specialty products for a little bit, see if it works out. Because all you can do is help promote you and make more money. Why wouldn't you want to promote it and make more money? I mean, I would. I like money. This is why I do this. Well, I don't like money to do this, but this is why I do it, because it makes me make money. Helps me make cool stuff. So, yeah, that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to just wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Oh, did I talk about everything? Oh, also with this, if you're interested in more of this kind of information, you should follow Andre Meadows. He is twitter.com/black nerd. He's a well-known, I'd say definitely black nerd involved in this. He also has a comedy channel. It's also in the description below, or actually in this one, Facebook above, and the bottom for YouTube below, that you can check out some more of his stuff. And yeah, it's just a lot of interesting stuff that you'll find useful. Also, I put a link in for the Misfit Economy because I don't want anyone to miss it on that book. I think that book is going to be awesome. Just saying. I think the idea was awesome. I think it's going to be awesome. I think when I'm reading it, I'm going to enjoy it thoroughly. So that's what happens. You just have fun when you do this kind of stuff. All right. Whew, it is hot. I am thirsty. I'm getting out of here. Also, since, of course, it's the end, I've got to say, thank you for everybody who subscribed. We are literally 12 people away from reaching our goal on YouTube. So if you haven't gone over to YouTube yet, subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube channel. The link is here. Of course, you can see it in the description on the top. Please go by, tell friends, tell people you don't like. I'm pretty open. Sign up, subscribe. It actually helps us track a lot of information that you guys don't understand. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to be smooth and all sound all intelligent and whatnot. But it helps to actually figure out what we're doing right on our actual channel, what we're doing wrong, and how can we fix it. That's important. That's on our YouTube channel. So just do us a favor. Come by and subscribe. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you any money. It's cool. So there you go. And like you can see the videos. Any videos we shoot here on Facebook and on YouTube, you can see it on YouTube later. It's there with our other almost 300 videos now. 300 videos. I remember when I had 2 videos. I thought it was the biggest thing ever. Now I have almost 300. Scary. So there you go. So do us a huge favor. Swing on by, subscribe. This is a quick topic for all of our Neo Exodus fans who just happen to, since I know it's technically Comic Book Wednesday, I got some good news, so I'll pitch this real quick. We just got back chapter 4 for a Neo Exodus book. I just sent up chapter 5 is already with the editor. It's going to probably be back tomorrow. I sent him chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. He's already looked at 7, 8, and 9 already in the first run, so this will be a cleanup run to make sure they're all right. 6 is our last big chapter. But once this is all done, we'll be able to release the Neo Exodus campaign book, which I'm hoping will be, it will be sometime, maybe a little bit after Labor Day, but it will be, if everything works out right, cross your fingers because things can happen, I hope it's not past the month of September. So there you go. That's our big plan. And that will come out. We're going to have the PDF ready. We'll give the PDF out to people. We're then going to take it to print and just get that whole thing settled, because I still need a little help with the printing aspect. Can't lie. More of getting the covers right for Lightning, not for like actually doing something, but just making sure the format's correct. So I might have to reach out to some people to help me with that, because for some reason Lightning does not like the way I put out covers, and I can't figure out what's wrong with them, and it's just one of those kind of situations. Hey, it happens, no problem. All right, I'm getting out of here. I got to go see if Lucas is okay, give him some more apple juice, and give him a big kiss, because he's the most awesome kid in the world. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic, of course, will be a little weekly wrap-up. I'm sure we're not going to talk about racial anything tomorrow. I'm going to talk about some fun stuff, some exciting stuff, and maybe I'll read some of this book. I'll tell you some good stuff from it. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you later.